And warmly welcome everybody to this experiment that I have not done before. I'd like to try new things, and this is a new thing. I have done many webinars, and I've had this idea for some time to offer a series of mornings. Actually, I had a bigger plan, more mornings, but then spontaneously I decided to do this experiment, 3 mornings. And the response was great. As you can see, we are quite a crowd. And so my intuition was not wrong that morning time can be a good time. So my intention is for us to have a good time and have these 3 days as a good experience. Now, I cannot give you a good experience. We are the author of our own life, of course. I can only offer some input and some exercises, and then the experience will be the teacher. So that is my first important message, teaching, what we could even call it. That there are many physical teachers in the world. I have met many. I always seek out great teachers where I can find them. I like to be inspired by all kinds of teachers. But I know that it is not the teacher who is the teacher in my life. The teacher in my life is my own experience. And the same goes with everyone. So we are walking around 24/7 with a teacher called experience. The question is, are we listening or not? It's like life is constantly teaching us something. Lately, I've been listening to a guy called Ray Dalio, and he has a formula for an intelligent life. And he calls it painful experience plus quality reflection equals evolution. Painful experience plus quality reflection, I would call it inquiry. So you reflect, how did I create this? I created it. So I can create something different, but I have to reflect on it. What am I doing to create that outcome? So we are the authors of our life. If we blame somebody else for the state of our life, then we are dethroning ourselves. We are putting ourselves out of the authorship of our life, and we become victims of life. So we can have a painful life, we can have a painful experience, we can be in suffering. Life can be very difficult, and today the news are packed with horror stories. I have to practice a little bit of news fasting, or it's going to be too much information about horror stories out there. But even in the midst of difficulties, we can find gems of wisdom for ourselves. So there is a saying in Zen that the obstacle is the path. The obstacle in our life is not blocking our path, but it is the path. So it's another way to say it's the teacher. The joy is the teacher, the love is the teacher, the pain is the teacher, the suffering is the teacher, the frustration is the teacher, and even my victimhood is a teacher. How am I creating my own victimhood? So for you who don't know me, many of you know me, many of you don't know me. My name is Kåre I am Norwegian. I live in Norway in this little cabin outside Drammen, which is close to Oslo. I travel a lot. I teach Zen coaching in Sweden, a lot in Sweden, also in Poland, also in South Africa, also in Norway. And we are also a team of people who have been working in this way for many years. Hanna is one of them. She's helping tonight. Not tonight. It's not tonight. Feels like the night. And we offer this Zen coaching training every year in these countries. And we have a community, global community of people who support each other. So that's a second main beginning point I would like to make. So I said the experience is the teacher. I'm not going to sell you something you have to believe in. I'll give you an opportunity to experience something that you can learn from, and that's up to you. The second thing related to that is that I'd like to think of personal growth as happening in a field of mutual support. Now, I grew up with the ideal that a real man should be self-sufficient and manage everything by himself, alone. And that it's a weakness to depend on others, ask for help, need support. How many of you have also that kind of childhood programming somewhere in your system? Yeah? So it's not just a Norwegian guy who has this conditioning. I would like to say this conditioning is completely wrong. Nobody lives in isolation, and we are all helpers of each other. We are not these separate atoms that manage life alone. I mean, it's obvious. Even breathing. No, I'm not going to depend on oxygen. That's very weak. I'm not going to put in this outside influence. I'm going to stop breathing. I'm going to be self-sufficient. See, even breathing is I'm allowing myself to receive oxygen every moment. Now, how about extending that to I allow myself to receive love from a friend? I allow myself to receive some teachings from somebody who's explored something for 30 years. I open myself to help, to receive support. It's actually, for me, it's a sign of a strong, wise person. It's a kind of humility, which is strength. This self-sufficient strength is actually a kind of a weakness. I mean, I would say nowadays, it's not so difficult to see that Putin is in a weak position at the moment. I mean, he's acting like a self-sufficient, strong leader, taking action, doing what he believes in. But he's actually looking quite weak, seen from the outside, because he's isolating himself, it seems, and I decide, I do everything. So you see all these dictators and autocrats around the world, they are actually look strong, but they fundamentally are quite weak. That's why they tend to collapse at some point. Strong is when we are together in love and mutual support, and we are part of a bigger picture, bigger community. So Zen coaching is that community spirit. So also these meetings, you will help each other. We will do exercises. So in the exercises, you become each other's help, support. Helena Karlsson, it's a requirement to be on the video for these meetings. So if you can join on the video, that would be great. It's so nice to have this requirement for me, but also for us. Look around a little bit, take in each other. Just feel the togetherness we have. We are here together. It's not just a one-way street. Oh, I'm going to listen to Kåre. No, you're meeting 75 people from the whole planet. Helena, you need to be on the video to join this meeting. I don't know if you're there or not, but if you don't turn on the video, we'll have to drop you out of the meeting. Okay, there's some mistake on her mobile. Okay, understand. Sometimes there are technical problems. So just feel each other for a moment. And see if you can feel that I could open myself to receive some energy, some support from these people, actually. I think there's a deep place in our survival instinct that is like, people are beautiful, but they are also a threat. So we have this duality with strangers, like, humans can be dangerous. But for sure, if you came to this meeting, you can't be that dangerous, I don't think. So feel that we share this intention of personal growth, of presence, of discovering who we truly are. We are friends on the path of inner growth, inner shift, and just feel that. And I can relax in that space. And I don't have to prove anything. Everybody's just wanting to grow a little bit. Nobody's perfect. Kåre is certainly me. I'm certainly not perfect. I'm just work in progress, like everybody. And then you can extend that feeling to sense that all of humanity is one family, really. We are the human family. We are now a miniature example of the human family. Different shapes, forms, skin colors, clothes, nationalities, gender, haircuts, age. But we belong to this family called Homo sapiens. Somebody suggested changing that name to Homo ludens, the playful, the playing being. But we are part of this human family. And if we treat each other as friends on the path, we have a different planet than if we treat each other as constantly as a threat. So my intention for these days is to provide some seeds that can I had a computer problem. Some seeds that can sprout, so that not only for the morning, but for the rest of the day, you can let this seed be nourished, so that you don't only have 3 mornings, you have 3 days where you focus on your inner presence. And the key word is presence. Presence is the goal and presence is the path. There are different words for presence, but presence is being. Presence is awareness. Presence is the fullness of being conscious, aware, alive, here, pulsating in this moment, in the mystery of life. Presence is what is looking out of your eyes. Presence is what the body expresses in every movement. When somebody dies, the presence leaves the body. Suddenly, the body is dead. It's a dead shell. It lacks presence. From one moment to the next, the presence that is expressed through the body is no longer expressed through the body. The person is no longer there. The body is there, but the person is gone. Because the person, you and me, is presence, not body. Presence expresses itself through the body. So that's why many people report, if they have been present at the death of somebody, that the tremendous presence filled the room in that moment. The presence is still there. Now, the contrast to presence is to be caught up in a kind of instrumental, controlling, kind of planning thinking. We are so busy planning and controlling our life and managing our life that we lose touch with this quality of presence. We are caught in the rabbit hole of thinking. So this often is called the personality world or the mind or the ego self. Basically, it's a mental, emotional soup, and it's often full of stress and suffering. So this is the contrast we have in life. On the one hand, presence being, which is like a field. You can feel it as I talk, perhaps. And on the other hand is trying to manage, control my life and planning and doing and effort and stress and thinking. And sometimes it's more in balance, sometimes it's more neurotic, but it's never with the richness of presence. How many know what I'm talking about? Can I see a show of hands? All right. So that's another thing. I try to speak to your knowing, what you already know. It's not that I'm trying to give you so much information. The whole meeting is more like a guided meditation. We can think of it like that. It is to activate presence. And that is also why I slow down. I give space for silence. Mind the gap between sentences. Osho, one of my inspirations, said, don't listen to what I say, listen to what's between the words. So in that moment of silence, between two sentences, between two words, there it is, what we're looking for. If we're looking for presence, that's where it is. It's right there. We don't find it through thinking. We can't think our way to presence. It's right there around the thinking, between the thoughts. It is like the water the fish is swimming in. It's like fish is swimming around the ocean looking for water. We are like human beings walking through life looking for presence, but the one walking is presence. What we're walking in is presence. Everything is presence. There's nothing to look for. So that's why I like to slow down, give time for nothingness. And then you can observe how your mind reacts to nothing much happening. I got up at 6 o'clock and this guy's so slow. Nothing is happening. Well, that's the point. Nothing is happening. Everything is happening in that nothing. That is the point. If we can feel that, then something will open. We are always looking for something to happen. And that is actually the problem. That is why nothing happens. We're trying too hard to make something happen. So that was my introduction. Now I invite you to write a word on the chat. How are you in this moment? Let's see what's happening out there. Serene, sleepy, peaceful, present. An owl is hooting. Nice. Here, content, grateful, peaceful, excited, relaxed, calm, tired, calm, peaceful, curious, relaxed, hungry, awake, sleepy, foggy, slow down, present, calm, 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 connected, more present than before, peaceful, calm, peaceful, with awareness of some difficult stuff, struggling to be present, worried, slow down, energized, peaceful, calm, calm, peaceful, coming home, afraid, tired, great, calm, sleepy, sleepy, interested, grateful, focus on peace and being, curious, calm, peaceful, energized, peaceful, deeper relaxation, present, feeling nourished, space, present, tired and inspired. All right. Thank you. So, of course, it takes a bit time for the body to wake up too. So, I'm going to invite everybody to do a 3-minute practice, which involves movement. So, basically, standing up and doing small movements that are not planned from your head. It's like you listen to your body and your body says, oh, yes, that feels good. Oh, yes. So you're not planning anything. You're doing a movement for 3 minutes that just feels good. Okay, so if everybody can stand up, we can do a 3-minute movement practice. Okay. So we're going to do this in silence, and everybody just follow your body, and I'll tell you when to stop. Nothing planned, just following the movement of the body and listening to what's pleasurable, letting the body wake up gently. It can be with open eyes or closed eyes. Take some deep breaths, stretching, moving. And make sure you make some grimaces with your face. So you move the face muscles also, waking up the face. And then slowly coming back, slowly, slowly. So was that good or great? Helps, huh? A bit of movement to wake up the body also. Probably feel more fresh in the head. Doesn't take much, huh? To change the wakefulness a little bit. So I'm going to do a little guided meditation with you. So just sit comfortably. And imagine for a moment you have a big bag above your head, empty bag. So this is a visualization meditation. So imagine you have this big empty bag on top of your head. It's kind of magically floating in the air above your head. Okay? Now into this bag, you put all your ideas about life. You put all your knowledge about life, everything you learned in school, you put everything in the bag. Okay? So do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Do it as a practice now. So no note taking is not a good idea now. Now put all your memories from your past, your whole life full of memories, millions of memories. You put all of them into the bag. This is a big bag. All your experiences, happy moments, sad moments, boring moments, exciting moments. You put all of it in the bag, all those memories. It's all in the bag. Okay? And then you put all your plans for the future, ideas, what you want to do later, you put all of it into the bag. Everything you heard about spirituality and personal growth, you put it into the bag. So it's a very full bag now. So, and then you imagine you're taking the bag magically and putting it outside the door or in a neighboring room. You're putting it out of the room you're sitting in, gently. You're not throwing it away. You're just placing it gently outside the room you're sitting in. Okay? Do it now. And here you are. And notice how you feel. The bag is outside and you are here. And you are here, empty. Empty, but still here, completely empty. And see if you can say yes to this emptiness of being so empty. You can hardly even call it emptiness. And then open your eyes and look around without having this content, just absolutely empty. And look around the room you're sitting in. And feel the room from that emptiness. There's no thinking, no thought, no ideas, no opinions, no memories, no plans, no past, no future, no identity. You don't even have a name. It's all in the bag. And still, are you here? Are you still here? You're still here. Open. Spacious, and feel space. Feel the nature of space. This emptiness, this not knowing, I call the first gateway of presence, or a major gateway. Can you feel it? This kind of mysterious can be felt as a little magical, like, wow, I'm nothing and nobody, and I don't know anything. And here I am, so empty. And this emptiness is not a threat necessarily. It can be very freeing, freedom itself. Our problems is not attaching to us. We are attaching to our problems. It is we who are doing it. In any moment, it is possible to detach from all the problems and experience pure space, pure emptiness. Giving myself a little holiday, just for one moment, by entering this complete emptiness, not knowing anything, not knowing who I am, and still being completely here. Feel it. I'm not giving you a theory. something to feel. How is that? How is that? Can I hear a word from some of you? So these mornings, I want to give you some tools or awarenesses that have been very liberating for me in my life. That's why I say these mornings can be potentially life-changing. That's my intention. Not just nice morning, but potentially life-changing mornings. Freedom, expansive, liberating, open, lightness, liberating. Feels like I have amnesia. Say yes to that amnesia. Light, relieving, a relief. Light, exactly. So let yourself feel the lightness, openness, relief, fresh of breath air. Freedom is here. Was that difficult? Was that a long, arduous journey? Was that a complicated technique? No, it is not, because this emptiness is already always here. It cannot disappear. Maybe the best tool I've got for a long time. Gives me thoughts about the eye. Space within me, no boundaries with the surrounding. Potential, warmth around my heart. Floating, lightness, quietening. Now take in how profound this is. Any moment during the day, you can give yourself a little holiday from your suffering, from your problems, from your thinking. You have that power. You don't need half an hour meditation in the morning. You can give yourself 5 seconds, 30 seconds. Like, I remember. Connect. You can use the bag, but after I have used the bag for a while, you don't even need the bag. You just go there. Like, I don't know anything. I don't need to know anything. I'm empty. See, human beings, we are defending ourselves against emptiness when emptiness is the gift. We're looking for fullness when emptiness is the gateway to real fullness. This is, in a way, our tragedy, like wanting to live a full life. How many is telling you that the key to a full life is emptiness? How many are teaching our children this? Space. We can call this space awareness. We can call it presence. Now I call it the space of not knowing and emptiness, openness, not knowing. Freedom from your own constructed, conventional identity. We have become so identified with our idea about who we are. We've spent a whole lifetime building this personality. It was a hard work. It has helped me survive. I am somebody in the world. I'm still working on it. It's a lot of work to be somebody. Ram Dass called it somebody training. We're born as a baby, not knowing anything. Then we go into somebody training for 20, 30 years. Now we need to take the next step, which is nobody training. Letting ourselves be nobody, at least for a moment. Freedom from that somebody that we've worked so hard to become. Because that is the source of the suffering now. It was necessary to become a functioning human being, but it is necessary to take the next step again and again, because it becomes our suffering. Our achievement becomes our suffering if we get stuck there. I'm nobody, I have nothing to prove. Like, I don't have to be a great teacher just because I'm having this meeting. I'm nobody sitting here. I have nothing to prove. If I think I have nothing to prove to you, then I go into effort and my mind gets activated and space disappears and you will not be touched by anything I say. It will just be another mental experience. Let's do an exercise to deepen this experience. I struggle then with people's question, who are you? That's exactly what we're going to find out now. Who are you really then? If you are not that constructed identity, then who are you? So I'm going to put you in groups of 2. And I don't know, I see, Hannah, I see people coming. Is that people who came and dropped out and came in again? Do you have control of that?
Yes, I have control of it.
Okay, good. So if they had a technical, so they fell out, then we can let them in again if it's not been too long.
Yeah.
But if they're coming fresh now, that's too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for an exercise? All right. So we're going to sit down together, 2 and 2, and one of you is going to ask the other person, tell me who you are without the story of yourself. For 5 minutes. So you're just going to repeat this question again and again. And the other person, you answer as good as you can. It's a paradoxical question, because the moment you answer it, your answer becomes a story, right? So you answer it, it feels true, and the next moment it's not true because that also became a story. So basically you cannot answer it fully. But the process of answering it has an impact. Trying to answer it has an impact. So we're not looking for the answer because the answer doesn't exist. Tell me who you are without the story about yourself. Any story, history, idea, any story you tell yourself about who you are. Who are you without the story about yourself? So you repeat the question, and the other one, you answer short, not a long thing, short. Then the person asking say, thank you. And you ask again. Don't say anything else. The listener, you don't say anything else. Just the question again and again. You can relax. It's easy to be the listener. All you have to remember is the question. You just relax and ask. And if the other person, you don't know what to say, you say, I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer it. That's a perfectly good answer. You can repeat yourself. You can say superficial things. You can say deep things. Doesn't matter. Is it okay? Clear? Cool. So I will give you the timing on the chat in your, so I'll be the timekeeper. I'll write in the chat so you get the message in the chat about the timing. Let's see if we're the right number of people. Yes. Okay, maybe Hanna, you'll be joining one. I'm not sure. I think so. Okay, so we're starting. Exciting. At the very end, I'm going to tell you the last time you ask for the last time, and then I want you to answer, I don't know. So the last time you answer, as an experiment, you say, I don't know. And you feel it. You feel how it is to say that after 5 minutes of coming up with all kinds of answers. That could be a very interesting moment. It's an experiment. Even if you feel you know, say, I don't know, and just to feel it. Okay, I'll guide you on the chat. Okay, now you're getting a partner. Welcome back, storyless beings. I love this inquiry. I can do it a lot. So for you who are new to me and Zen Coaching, we do this kind of work a lot, inquiry. And we work with many, many different questions. So this is one of hundreds of questions we work with, but it's one of the biggies. I call it one of the biggies. So I'm trying to, these 3 mornings, give you some biggies, big seeds that can grow into huge oak trees and maybe even a California red, what's it called? Redwood, 200 meters. So each sequoia, yeah. So the keys I'm giving you are in a way selected for maximum impact with minimum effort. How do you like that idea? Maximum impact for minimum effort. Now, it's quite seductive. Sometimes when we hear about these tools, so yeah, I heard it before, yeah, it's nothing new. Then we kill it. We kill the seed. If we take that attitude, we kill it. It's like throwing the seed into the ocean. The seed needs earth. We are the earth for the seed, so we have to take these seeds fresh, even we heard it before. Maybe we didn't get it at the deepest level. And the seed, it's not like you put the seed in a little earth box and then by itself it becomes a huge sequoia tree. If you put a little box in your windowsill and you leave it there and you don't water it and you don't move it out of the small box into the big earth, there will be no big sequoia tree. So the seed is a seed that needs nourishing. So that is what I'm going to invite you to do for the rest of the day until tomorrow morning. So I want each meeting to come with a task for the day. Are you up for that or not? Absolutely not up for that. Okay, you're up for that. I thought so. So this is a day for nobody training. Okay. So today I want you to remember to practice being nobody many times. And if you can use your phone, if you can't remember it automatically, put an alarm on your phone at least 5 times during the day, where you consciously practice for 1 minute, you know. This practice shouldn't take any time. You still have time to do everything you need to do. It's not a time-consuming thing. You can practice nobody training 100 times, but at least 5 consciously chosen times. But preferably you walk through the day from, we end now in 15 minutes. Okay, this day I'm gonna walk on the planet as if I'm nobody. I'm no fixed identity. It's my secret. don't tell anybody, because that makes your nobodiness a somebodyness. Yeah, I'm practicing being nobody. I have this morning meeting and now I'm really doing this nobody practice. Isn't it quite cool? So suddenly your nobody training becomes very strong. Somebody like, look at how I'm meditating. No, I'm a meditator. Meditation becomes an ego show, like posing in my yoga on Instagram, posing. We're presenting ourselves to the world. Why? Because we're looking for love. We're looking for love and connection. We're looking for worth, value, love, connection, belonging, joy. And we think we need to present ourselves, prove ourselves. And in the ordinary world, we do, but we don't get the real thing. We don't get the real love. The real love comes through being nobody. And being nobody is a vulnerable thing. It makes us soft and vulnerable, open. See, this openness doesn't have the defensive boundaries, the protection, the armor. So as you go through the day, notice your vulnerability, your unprotectedness. But let it be your secret, because this vulnerability is not weakness. It is a sensitivity. Now, how do you like this task on a scale from 0 to 10? Okay. Now I'm gonna add to it. So let's say the emptiness, not knowing space was a golden nugget. Maybe you can write on the chat, how was it to do this inquiry? So I get a sense. Liberating. Refreshing. Lovely. Stillness, impermanence, nothing felt sticky, joyful, refreshing, fun, beautiful to be seen in this truth, interesting, connecting, great, comfortable, freedom, confusion, resistance, inspired. Yeah, I wanted to say to you who have never done this kind of thing before. Some nice feedbacks, huh? Great. It's working, this stuff. Now, I want to say, for you who are new to this kind of inquiry work, you cannot do it wrong if you follow the instructions. Whatever comes up for you is the right thing. If you feel resistance, if you're confused, if you're frustrated, all of those things are the right thing in that moment. Oh, it didn't work for me. Yes, it did work for you. Remember, I said in the beginning, experience is your teacher. So be curious, be open. That was really boring and annoying and irritating and frustrating. Interesting. Interesting. Learn from that. Don't believe in your thoughts. Just a thought I was having, how do we hold nobodiness without going into shame? Yes, shame, guilt and shame, the curse of the times. There are cultures, indigenous cultures, that don't understand this business of guilt and shame so strong much. Modern culture is so cooked in shame. We're so cooked in shame because we are living in a right, wrong, and good, bad culture. There's the right way, the wrong way, the good way, the bad way. All this is learned from the culture. We're stepping outside of culture now. Don't listen to those shaming voices. Don't put them in the bag, because shame is a feeling coming from an inner critic voice. Put that voice, those messages, put them in the bag, put it gently outside, and practice being nobody. Don't get hooked. It's a hook. The shame thought is a hook. It's actually trying to keep you away from the emptiness, because for the conditioned mind, emptiness is a threat. Okay. Did that make sense? That's a big teaching in itself. Inner critical voices, put them in the bag. That's the voice of our parents, internalized teachers. Let experience be the teacher, not that old conditioned ideas from society. We need to free ourselves from conditioning. Be an outsider. We don't need to follow those inner voices, because we can follow our inner being instead, our heart. That's what we're learning. I mean, that's the learning of life. Now, I was a child, I had to follow the instructions of my elders. Now I'm an adult, I follow the instructions of my heart. And that makes me an outsider, because everybody's following culture, society. Nobody's following themselves. Or nobody's, that's an exaggeration. But so, to support this practice of the day, we're gonna do another meditation. Because this emptiness, nobody practice needs a little support. Okay? So again, find a good position, relaxed position, sitting. Don't fall asleep. So be alert, sit not too much in a sleeping position. And then feel that spaciousness that we have been inviting. I summarize that awareness by the sentence, notice infinite space. Notice we are here in infinite space. That sentence helps me connect with this emptiness. Feel the spaciousness, so much space. Space outside, space inside. But then we're going to add something else. We're going to add gravity, weight, body. Okay? So feel the weight of the body on your chair, on your sofa, on your ground. Feel how the body is solidly placed on the sofa. Gravity is, the earth is pulling you into itself. Okay? Feel your weight. And then relax your belly and feel your breath, while feeling the weight. Relaxed belly, sensing the breath, sensing the weight of the body. And now notice under the body, there is a chair, sofa, floor, building. But under the building, there is Mother Earth. And these days we can fly from one end of the planet to the other in one day. But imagine walking. This rock we're sitting on is huge. It's immense. Planet Earth is immense, solid rock. Feel the immensity of this rock we're sitting on, this magical rock, planet Earth. Huge, solid, zooming through space, but solid. And it's pulling us into itself. We bloomed out of the earth like a flower, but earth is solidly holding us and pulling us into itself. It's a lucky thing, or we'd float away into the sky. So feel the solidity of the earth and of the body and the ground, the belly. Feel all of that. And the breath. Down deep into the earth and body and blood and bones and muscles and earthy liquids, minerals. And then while feeling this earthy bodily, sense how your body has presence in it. It's full of presence. This fullness of body experience has a presence, a fullness of presence, permeates the whole body, like filling the body like a liquid of presence. This presence is not limited to the body. It expands around the body like a solid field of presence. Body presence, embodied presence on the earth. And then you open your eyes and you feel the room you're sitting in and the Zoom meeting while sensing this earthy, grounded solidity. And then look at the participants in this meeting from that solidity place, the body place, grounded in this body, this earth, gravitation, weights, down. Open your eyes, look around. How is it now? Can I hear one word on the chat? How is that? In a way, it's the opposite of space, in a way. Trusting, awareness, alive, strong, dense, solid, stable, energy, alive, centering, grateful, gravity, held, connected, embodied, empty, powerful, great, arrive, big, okay, open. That's good. So now, relaxed. Now, sensing this grounded presence, include infinite empty space. Don't choose, have both. For the mind, it's hard to understand, but as a direct experience, not difficult. Just feel you are grounded, embodied presence, infinitely spacious and light. Okay? Light and heavy at the same time. It's not very logical, but it is the reality on the essential dimension. So, and with open eyes now, because you're going to practice during the day, so you can't walk around with closed eyes, right? So we need to learn to tap into these qualities with open eyes. If you have to close your eyes to connect with yourself, you're going to lose yourself when you live your life. So we've got to practice being in presence with open eyes, being in meditation on the tramway and subway, in the office. It's our own secret. Most people are not living with awareness of awareness. As we develop more presence, we become more outsiders in ordinary life, which is okay. We have to accept that. So this is what can support us now in nobody practice during the day. So do practice that, putting everything in the bag, being completely empty, not knowing anything, but feel the ground. So that sensitivity and vulnerability has a ground. gives us trust, gives us solidity. We have support from earth, from ground, from body. We're held by that. The nothingness is held by a grounded quality. Okay? How does that sound? I mean, these are classical teachings expressed in different ways by different teachers. You know, it's basically heaven and earth, breath in the middle. So I wish you a lot of fun with nobody training today as your own little secret. Don't talk about this now too much with people. Let this be your own journey. Maybe you talk to people after 3 days, you talk to people about these meetings. I suggest don't talk to people about these meetings before you finish all 3 of them. You can say, yeah, it was a good meeting. I'll talk more about it later. It's a process. This you can say. Don't leak your energy. Focus on yourself. More a secret practice. Being nobody is without any thought. Well, thought may be there, but you're identified with space. So the thought, it comes. You don't engage with the thought. You don't have to push the thoughts away. Thoughts come, you don't engage. You're aware of the spacious awareness. That's nobody practice. And you're aware, you can observe the habits of somebody-ness, you know, how you present yourself, look for confirmation, look for, you know, pat on the shoulder, people telling you how wonderful you are or saying nice things to you. Just observe, because it's so deep in us. This looking for feedback, you know, I'm okay, am I okay, am I okay? So just observe it, don't judge it. Just because as we practice nobody training, we will notice how much we are actually occupied by somebody-ness in our daily life. It will become more clear. And it's nothing wrong about it. It's normal living, but we're stepping beyond normal now, stepping into something else. Okay, I hope some of you could only make it today, but for the rest of you, now, if you could only make it today, please, I'll let you know of future possibilities. I have your email, so I'll send you an email, everybody. Maybe I can hear one word or sentence. How was this meeting on the chat from some of you? Pure magic, that's nice. Nourishing, wow, magic, reconnecting, worth waking up, that's the thing. Was it worth waking up for? Opening. Dawn worthy, powerful, good way to start the day. Amazing, inspiring, helpful. Okay. Phew. Great. Have a beautiful day. You can unmute yourself and say goodbye verbally so we can hear everybody's voice if you want.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye. And